I wanted to make this video on the proper positioning of handguards on a dirt bike. Now, what a lot of people say to me is when they look at it, they say, man, that's on a really, really downward angle. Don't you want that handguard higher so it protects your hand against hitting brush and small trees and things like that? And the answer is, yeah, you kind of do, but you also want to be able to protect your levers, right? So part of what this handguard does, this steel bar that comes through, is it protects your lever. Now it's only gonna do that when the bike falls off on its side, if it's at the proper angle that it matches your levers themselves. Like, you shouldn't see any lever coming out underneath that, because if you land on a rock or a tree or something like that, it could snap. It could snap your lever off, and then you're gonna have a bad day. You don't want that. So that's one thing that this handguard is also there to do. It's also to protect damage in breaking a lever. That's very, very important. The other is probably more important, safety. If you're doing a lot of trail riding, and if you hit something and you go over, what's going to happen is if these handguards are up too high, your hand could get caught in between your handlebar and the handguard. And when you fall over, you're going to break your wrist. And you don't want to do that. So what you want to make sure is that this is on the right angle downwards, so it protects your lever, but also when you're riding, if you hit something and you come off the bike, that your hand is actually going to go over the handguard itself. It's not there to protect you against falling. It's there to protect your hands from hitting brush or things like that, which this is going to give me plenty of coverage. But it also is there to protect the lever itself, which is why the angle is the way that it is. But in the event that you do crash, and you will crash, that your hand goes over. It's not getting caught. It's not getting caught inside. So that's a very, very important aspect of this angle being down, protecting your lever, but also keeping it low enough so that your hand doesn't get caught inside, so that when you crash, it actually breaks your wrist. So now look, a lot of motocross tracks, they won't even allow these levers. They won't even allow these handguards on their track, because people are doing jumps, and people come off their bikes in a lot of different ways, and a lot of guys, if they're coming off a jump, they could break their wrists on that very easy. Some of the motocross tracks, they'll allow a handguard, but it doesn't have this piece. And this tends to be a little bit more floppy, so your hand will go through it and you won't break your wrist. So this is a very, very important feature. I haven't seen a lot of videos on this, so I thought I'd make one. It's a safety issue, and it's also a protective issue for your bike and your hand, but it's also a safety issue to not break your wrists when you hit something and when you fall, and you will do both. Thank you.